And for reaction, welcome in CBS Sports combat writer Shakiel Mahjouri. Shaq, a minute into round 2 and a head kick. Your reaction is what for Justin the highlight Gaethje over Dustin Poirier?
Listen, I know that we can't show the footage, but I think you might want to get someone in there to at least try and do like a half-speed recreation of it. The most sort of shocking element of it is in August of 2022, Leon Edwards landed a nearly identical head kick to score that come-from-behind victory against Kamaru Usman. This was sort of like a spiritual moment of vengeance or, reparation for Justin Gaethje, because Kamaru Usman is his dear friend and teammate. And so Justin Gaethje goes out there. I thought he lost the first round, and he comes back with that emphatic head kick, one-shot KO. Justin Gaethje has a unique reputation. He has 11 post-fight bonuses in his first 11 UFC fights. That's a one-on-one average. It is absurd. It is unheard of. I haven't seen the bonuses for tonight roll out yet, but I could almost guarantee you he's going 12 for 12.
When you saw that, and it reminded you of the Leon Edwards kick, which was also incredible. And it was incredible, right? And when you see what happened 5 years ago in their epic fight in 2018, how do you think that Justin Gaethje learned or grew from that moment? Because this wasn't for a actual title. This is for an awesome belt. The BMF title's awesome. I love it for the sport. I love it for the UFC. But what do you think this means for Justin Gaethje now that he'll get a shot at the title? Of course, Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev will face off in October. But what does this mean for Justin Gaethje?
Yeah, this is, both Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje going into this fight have always been the bridesmaids, never the bride. They each had 2 prior UFC lightweight title fights against Khabib Nurmagomedov and Charles Oliveira. Lost to both those guys. And Justin has been sort of teasing over the past few fights that this is his last real run for a world title. It isn't guaranteed as of this moment that he's getting it next, but I think without a doubt, especially with that sort of knockout in this main event pay-per-view slot, he, in my opinion, undoubtedly deserves to be the next in line. If Islam Makhachev beats Charles Oliveira at UFC 294, that's a fresh matchup. If Charles wins, Justin Gaethje described that as a fight where the emotions just got the better of him. He was performing so well in the first few minutes and then ended up losing it in the first round. You asked, what are sort of the biggest contrasts between their 2018, what many combat sports publications anointed as the fight of the year, and this one. There's one key aspect, and that's the mentality. Heading into that 2018 fight against Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje wasn't primarily concerned with being a world champion. He just wanted his reputation to be of the most violent fighter in MMA. And that loss sort of sparked, at the time, his best UFC run, 4 straight wins. And it really helped him sort of reframe his mentality to know, I don't just want to be a violent fighter. I want to be a world champion. And what he's realized through this time, I talked to him last week, and he gave a quote that really stuck out to me. He said, I always create damage no matter what. Whether I'm trying to or not, somehow their faces are always mangled by the end of the fight. Put aside sort of the brutality of that statement, and there's a maturity there, because what he's learned is he has the skills and the X factor to deliver these sort of highlight reel moments. He doesn't need to force the issue. And what we've seen over the past several fights is a more composed, a more tactical Justin Gaethje, one that in his last fight, it took him 11 UFC fights to put his collegiate wrestling background to use and score a takedown against Rafael Fiziev. We're seeing a guy who is so naturally and technically dangerous, and now he's showing the mentality that it takes to be a world champ.
Justin the highlight Gaethje, the baddest mother bleeper, as he delivers an awesome head kick 1 minute into round 2 on Dustin Poirier. Shakiel Mahjouri breaking it down for us here on CBS Sports HQ. Shaq, thanks. And here's a look back at the main card results. Alex Pereira via decision over Jan Blachowicz. Derek Lewis via first-round knockout. 14 knockouts. That's most in UFC history. Bobby Green defeats Tony Ferguson, and it's just tough to watch because now Tony Ferguson, such a legend, he is now on a 6-fight losing streak. Kevin Holland also with a win, a first-round submission there in Salt Lake City. But Justin Gaethje, the title of baddest mother bleeper there in Salt Lake City, via second-round head kick over Dustin Poirier, now looking for a shot at the title in the lightweight division.